Good morning and welcome to the Crafty Canary. Today I'm going to show you just a couple of ironing tips that I have figured out, learned over the years. First of all, when I iron, especially when I'm ironing something like a tablecloth that I need the whole surface of the ironing board for, I get out a tray table, just a small table that we use for eating in front of the TV, and I put an old placemat on it to protect it, and that's where I keep my iron and my cans of starch and such, so that when I'm ironing I can use this entire surface and I can then iron the whole thing, and when I'm done I can just put it right back on the table. Now, I don't use the table to set the iron on for anything I'm ironing. Let me take this off and show you. So when I'm ironing something small over here, of course I would use this bigger end of the ironing board to put my iron on, and I'm right-handed, so I keep the ironing board with this bigger end on my right side. But as I discovered from my husband, I told you last week in my video that I learned an ironing tip from my husband. When he would iron, he would set the ironing board up, excuse me, like this, with the small end on his right hand, and he's right-handed as well. So I would always say, why are you doing that? I don't understand. But I've learned, as I have ironed more of his pants and my teenage son's pants, that when you're ironing a pair of pants, particularly a person who's bigger than me, it's not quite an issue with me because the top end of my pants are not necessarily bigger than this part of the ironing board, but theirs it is. So when you're doing the legs, you can put it out like this, and the skinny part of the legs are in the skinny part of the ironing board, and you can iron them like this. Rather than if I had it this way, let's flip it around. And I'm trying to iron the pants like this. Then the bigger end is hanging off over here, and it's just not as fully on the ironing board as if I had it the other way. So that's a quick tip that I learned from him. It took me a long time to put that tip into effect. I guess I was being stubborn and wanting to do things the way I'd always done them. But like I say, if I'm doing something other than one of their pairs of pants, I turn the ironing board back to where the big end is on my right side, my right-hand side, so that I can put the ironing board here if I don't have it on my tray table. So I hope those two little tips help. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.